Hi Yogi, welcome to Yoga with Alina, and today we have a 30-minute Yin style practice. We're going to go through one of my favorite lower body poses, and I'm using 2 blocks for this one, but if you want more props, as always, grab them. Bolsters, blankets, everything is a fair game here. Set up the space for yourself, and I'll see you on the mat in a few moments. We're going to start this practice in child's pose. And as always for Yin style practice, I'm giving you a choice if you want knees together, if you want your knees apart, if you want to put any props underneath your chest, forehead. Every single day is different. So don't just assume you know, try. And once you've found your space in the mat, once you've found your pose on the mat, this is when you're going to just let go. This is what we do here. We're letting go. No pulling, no pushing, no trying. All that, there are 23 and a half hours for that in your day. For this 30 minutes, you're just being. Start noticing sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts. Bringing awareness into right here, right now. And disconnecting from the outside world. And then I also want you to notice your breath here. You don't necessarily need your ujjayi breathing for this practice, but if you feel like bringing it out, start sending the air up and down the back of the throat, tuning into the ocean-like sound of your breath. Noticing the movement of the air. I like to visualize it up and down the spine. If that speaks to you, go for it. As you're bringing more and more awareness to the breath, notice the change that has already started happening. One more thing I want you to do, staying in this pose, is to set up an intention for this practice. Why are you here? What brought you here? And what is it that's going to keep you on the mat the entire practice? Very personal question. We have a couple of more breaths in this pose. How much more can you relax into it before we move any further? With your next inhale, you're going to start walking the hands back up, rolling up your spine vertebra by vertebra, letting the head come up the last. And once you get at the top, you can circle out your head, your neck direction, doesn't matter. And then reverse that. Good. We're going to find stillness, bring the knees together, tuck the toes under, and sit back on your heels. Now I want you to make sure that all 10 toes are getting some action here, even the pinky ones. And then if you've practiced with me before, you know how much I love this pose, but you also know that this will possibly be the toughest posture in today's practice. Just a little disclaimer for you. So if it's not easy for you, know that you're not the only one. I feel it as well. It's just that with time, with practice, I've really learned to disconnect from the screaming mind and allow the body to do its thing. Your body can do it, I promise you. If at any point the sensations start overwhelming you, you're going to bring the block or any other prop that you might be using today between the heels and the hips and sit on top of that. That should do the trick. That should ease it off a little bit. But I really want you to challenge yourself and stay in this pose the entire time we're holding it. Keep focusing on the breath and following the movement of the breath. Take a mental body scan. Notice anything that stands out, the tension, any particular sensation that you can single out today. And if you find something that you want to let go of, that you no longer need in your life, this can be physical, this can be mental, this can be emotional, something that you want to leave on your mat today after we have done the practice. Every exhale is there for you to help. The inhales are always there to create a bit more space, and then exhales are there for you to let go. Every round of breathing is very, very intentional. How much more can you relax your body here? How much deeper can you let it go? We're here for just one breath, knowing that. What can you do? And already with your next inhale, you're going to lean forward and slowly tap at the tops of the feet. Getting out of this pose is harder than getting in. I'm with you on this. So take your time. There's never any rush. And then when you feel ready, we're going to the next pose. We're going to keep the tops of the feet down on the floor. Roll the heels in towards one another and sit back on the heels. When you sit back on the heels are going to try to roll out. So try to squeeze them in a little bit more. And if you need more for this one, you can bring a block or any other prop underneath your knees, getting a bit deeper. But if you're intensifying it for yourself today, make sure that the heels are not rolling out in the process. We want to keep that alignment. We don't want to push for it, but we want to do everything that we can when we're setting up for us to keep the alignment through the practice. And then once you've found your pose, it's always letting go. Constant balance, controlling, setting up, and then trusting that whatever we have done is enough and letting go. Goes for everything, really. Notice any tension, maybe in your facial muscles, jaw, hands, fingers, those spaces where we usually don't look for it. If you notice any of that, ask yourself if you actually need it. If the answer is no, can the next exhale be the tool that will help you let go of that? Maybe not yet. Things that I'm saying here are merely suggestions. But who knows, maybe you're there already. And if the knees are on the block like mine are, you're going to lower them back down. We're leaning forward again into the tabletop, and we're going to circle out the ankles, letting go of that stretch. Again, take your time. Getting out of the pose is not easy. Never was, never will be. I promise you that much. Been doing it for a while now. And then from this tabletop, just first do a couple of cat-cows if that feels good. Any movement is welcome, especially because we're spending so much time in this practice in stillness. Good, and then find stillness again. This is when we're going to step the right foot outside the right hand. Keep the hands in line with the front foot and send the left leg all the way back behind you. Lizard lunge getting into our hip. We're going to be heavy on the hip openers today. So once you get there, you can drop down on the forearms, you can stand your hands, you can use your blocks under the forearms, under the forehead, whatever you need to do really. But knowing that this pose is deep in itself, right? So we don't necessarily need to intensify to feel it, especially because we're holding it for this long. So pace yourself. It may not be the deepest variation right off the bat, and that's okay. As long as you're feeling it, and I promise you will feel it regardless, I'm happy you're doing the work. Your body's doing the work. As a matter of fact, you're doing the work in this practice by simply being. How amazing is that? Are you open enough to trust that? Close your eyes. Observe to not run away from the sensations that you're getting right now. Even if at times it's overwhelming, focus on the breathing. And let yourself breathe through this. This practice is a beautiful tool on how to deal with uncomfort of the outside world. Something that we come across every single day. So can you respond rather than react to any uncomfort that is happening right now? And with me, inhale, lift yourself out of it. No sudden movements. We're getting even further into the hip. We're going to heel to the right foot over to the left. Getting into pigeon. Now, two very deep hip openers, one after the other. It is not easy. Again, use props to make yourself feel as comfortable as possible. And then once you've found the pose, let the body become heavy on the ground. Let the body become heavy on the mat today. Not about how it looks. It's about how it feels. This practice is very, very deep. Not just physically. So mentally, emotionally, lots of things are happening. Can you acknowledge you showing up for yourself in this practice? Can you thank yourself for doing this? Can you find joy in this? I know that in the moment it might not feel like that. But can you find that happiness that brought you to the mat? That intention that's going to keep you here. And enjoy. Because how many times during the day do we wish that we were doing this? And we're here for about 4 more very deep breaths. And on that, what can you do? And we're going to lift ourselves out of it. Just push yourself back, coming back into that tabletop. We're going to send the right leg straight back behind us, getting the blood flow back in. That should feel really good, but take your time getting there. Use the breath, oxygenate those muscles and the oxygen all the way through the body. And then we're meeting back in the tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Maybe a couple of cat-cows if that feels good. Good. And from here, we're going to step the left foot outside the left hand. Coming into lizard lunge on the other side. Right knee's going to go all the way back behind us. We're just going to have to match the sides. No big deal. You've done that before. No surprises. And you can drop down on the forearms. You can use your props, logs, blankets, bolsters. At this point, you probably know exactly where you want to go with this. So once you find your pose, relax. The side might be very different, and that is okay. Embrace the difference. No judgment, no expectations. Accepting ourselves the way that we are, knowing that the way that we are is enough. Whatever is happening right here, right now is absolutely perfect. And all we need to do is just be very present for it. Keep the awareness. here. Slowly lift yourself out of it. No sudden movements. We're going to heel to the left foot over to the right. We're coming into Pigeon. One more hip opener on this side. Again, I know it's deep. I'm here with you. Take your time finding the pose for yourself. And once you found your pose, you're going to relax your body and you're going to let it go. Letting the forehead drop. Letting the body relax. Feeling. For me, the left side is a little easier to hold than the right, if you're with me on that. Well, you know my relief. If not, that I feel you. I felt it on the other side. Or can you choose not to react, but respond to whatever is happening? And can you focus on your breath? It's the only thing that matters right now, nothing else. We're in the final minute of this pose. What can you do knowing that? With me as you inhale, lift yourself back up. We're going to straighten the left leg all the way behind us. I'm going to take a few moments here. Let it go. And then we're coming back into our tabletop. Again, maybe a few cat-cows if that feels good. And from here, we're finding stillness, and we're going to bring the knees together. Separate the heels, and first line of defense, you can bring the block between the heels and sit on top of the block. Just test it out. If that's enough and you feel it in the quads already, then this is where you're staying. If you need a bit more, you're going to lower down on the floor from the block. And this is where most of us are actually going to stay. So if this is enough, the knees are together, you're feeling it in your quads, you're staying here. If you're already on the floor, but you need a little bit more, that's when you start leaning back. Maybe you lay down all the way on the ground. Make sure it doesn't hurt your lower back. Make sure you don't feel anything in the lower back. And make sure the knees are staying down on the floor together, touching one another. If you feel something in the lower back, you can place a pillow or blocks under your back, under the upper back it is, just to keep yourself a little higher up. Not allowing that big arch in the lower back to happen here. And then find your pose. And stay in it. Just being, just feeling, just breathing. Take another mental body scan, staying in this pose. As you're doing it, acknowledge the difference that you have been creating over your time on the mat today. Notice the space that you have created and keep creating with every inhale. And notice the lightness of having let go of whatever doesn't serve you. Maybe there's more. Your exhales are there for you. You already know this. We're in the final minute of this pose. Nothing crazy. Stay with me. And then I want you to be as lazy as you can right now for this next transition. We're going to meet on the ground. So because I'm laying down, I'm just going to straighten my legs all the way forward and shake them out. If you're sitting, you're going to do the same thing, but sitting and then lay down on the ground. Try to transition with as little movements as possible. And once you get down on the floor, you're going to reach for your block. You're going to bend your knees and lift the hips off the ground. Bring the prop, any prop, doesn't have to be block actually, underneath your tailbone, and then straighten the legs all the way forward. Opening the hip flexors. A beautiful restorative pose, everyone's favorite. Once you arrive there, let the body become very heavy on your mat. And just stay here, close your eyes, enjoy. This is a very enjoyable pose. Make sure it is somewhat comfortable for you. A lot of people put the blocks super high up, and personally that has always been hurting my lower back. If that works for you, by all means, go for it. But if you're doing it because you think that it's going to do more for you, but it's not comfortable, then trust me, it's not worth it. Practice is coming out of the place of love, compassion, no fear, no hate, no punishment. It's not for that. Feeling, being, breathing. How amazing is this? you want to stay in this beautiful restorative pose a little bit longer, you totally can. But if you feel like that's been enough for you and you're ready to go into final Shavasana, final posture of the practice, you're going to remove the prop from underneath your body, lower all the way down to the floor. And then straighten the legs towards the front corners off the mat. We're going to take a deep inhale together. And exhale, let it go. Let this be enough for this practice. I really encourage you to stay here for the next 3 to 5 minutes just to let the body take in everything you just did. And I want to thank you so much, Yogi, for practicing with me today, for trusting in me to guide you through this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. And from my heart to yours, I say namaste.